Yes guys and girls, how you doing? Welcome back to another video on my channel. Today what I've got is a Premier League Game Week 2 watch list. I think this week there's some really nice one-sided fixtures. There's actually like more than 5 teams, but I've just gone for a top 5. So in 5th I've got Newcastle. I think they look really good against West Ham, and I don't think that will change at against Brighton at home. I think they're just going to do more of the same. They'll probably win the game, score a few goals. So these are the top 5 players that I've chosen. I haven't really worried about values because all of the Newcastle players are quite cheap, which is why they're a good shout this week. Got Jamal Lewis at 4.5 million. Might get that clean sheet, might get an assist. And that's why I've put Lascelles in the top 5 picks as well, because he's 4.5 million. I've also put St. Maximin and Hendrick in for midfield options. Hendrick played an absolute blinder against West Ham. And you can see that blue star there on next to his shirt, showing that he's in the FPL team of the week because of how well he played. St. Maximin, I feel like it's just dangerous not to have him in because so many FPL managers pick him that when he's at home against Brighton, if he gets those assists or gets a goal and you don't have him in, you might regret it. And then finally for Newcastle, Callum Wilson again. He looked really good against Brighton. I won't lie. I'm a little bit upset that he didn't join Villa, but obviously he gave his reasons. He preferred Newcastle, and it is what it is. He looked really good against them, against West Ham, and I think he might score again this weekend. So at 6.5 million, I think it's a good option, and Newcastle are a good shout this week. Number 4, I've gone for Leicester. I think that it's a harder opponent, Burnley, but Leicester are a really good team, and they've got really good players. So I think they are a good option. First up, I'll just put James Justin. He's going to play again until Ricardo Pereira's back. 4.5 mil. He had a really good week last week, didn't he? He had got the clean sheet, got an assist, and I think he then got a bonus on top. So yeah, it was a really good game week for James Justin, especially at that price. Next up, I've gone for Jamie Vardy. He's a top striker. He's a top tier 1. He's going to cost you a lot of money to have in your team, but I think he'll score this weekend. He's a quality striker. He scored so many goals last year. Was it 23? And he's just going to score. I think he's just going to score this weekend. He's a good shout. Next up, well, the midfield options are a little bit of a risk. I've put in James Maddison and I've put in Pratt. I don't know how you pronounce his name. James Maddison, he came off the bench against West Brom, giving him another week of rest. I think he'll be able to start against Burnley. He's their main playmaker, so I feel like you have to have him in. He's the one who makes everything happen. So yeah, it's a bit of a risky one. I don't know if he is going to start, but if he does, I might put him in. Pratt, I don't think he contributes that much all the time, but he got an assist against West Brom, and he might get more. It might be a little one I keep an eye on, because if he continues to play well and gets points, he's a cheaper option to have in your team. And then finally, I've put in that Timothy Castagne. Looked really good against West Brom. Got a goal, got a clean sheet. Obviously picked up bonuses. Got really good points for a first week. And I don't think many people actually picked him. So yeah, he's a bit of a dark horse, and I think he could do the same against Burnley. To be honest, probably not like the goal. He's not going to score 2 weeks in a row, but might get a clean sheet, might get a bonus. He might get an assist, who knows? But he's definitely a good option. So these next 3, they've just got such easy fixtures that most FPL teams will be dominated with these players. So I've gone for Everton at home to West Brom. Jordan Pickford, I think, and Coleman and Digne. I've gone very defensive for the Everton picks because I just think they're going to get a clean sheet. Digne's especially a good option because he gets quite a few assists. So So it's good to have attack-minded defenders in your team. Coleman's a bit more defensive, but then again he still does go up and he might get an assist, and he's $1 million cheaper than Digne, so that's why I've put Coleman in. Very good option. And then for the other two, I've put Rodriguez and Calvert-Lewin. A lot of people was impressed with Rodriguez's debut against Spurs, and obviously Calvert-Lewin got a goal against Spurs, so that's why I've put those two in. I've left out, your players like Richarlison and stuff, but it's down to individuals who they want to use. I just left Richarlison out because he's more expensive than Calvert-Lewin and Rodriguez. I think I'm going to save that money for elsewhere, just because these two next teams have so many high-valued players. So I've gone for Manchester United at second, and then as you can see, the majority of these players are high-tier, expensive players. I mean, there's not much to say. I've got one defensive option, that's Wan-Bissaka, purely because I don't know who they're going to play left back. I'm not a massive fan of Man United, so I don't know who they're going to play, if it's Williams or Shaw. But I know Wan-Bissaka will play. They probably will get a clean sheet, and as an attacking team, Wan-Bissaka might get an assist. And then if you go to the attacking end, I've put all the dangerous men in: Martial, Fernandes, Greenwood, Rashford. Any of them could score, any of them could get an assist. But I think Fernandes is most definitely the one people want in their team, because he's on penalties. He's the main playmaker. He changed the team from January onwards. So Man U very dangerous this week at Crystal Palace at home. So I'm definitely filling my team with 3 players. And then number 1, top spot, Arsenal. They've got a weak team in West Ham at home, so my team will be dominated with Arsenal players. I'm going to have Aubameyang, Willian, and probably Gabriel, but I'll put in Tierney and Lacazette as options because Lacazette did score, and obviously Tierney got a clean sheet, and he might get an assist or a goal. Who knows? He's just an option for you guys. A cheaper option as well, in terms of if you want an Arsenal player, you could have Tierney instead of Lacazette, and that's like 3 million there, so you can invest it elsewhere. So Arsenal look really good against Fulham. That's not going to change against a poor West Ham at home. So yeah, my team's going to be filled with Arsenal players. I'm planning on using a free hit, and I'll post that on my Instagram so you guys can check that out. But if you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think of these sorts of videos. I'm planning on doing them weekly. These will probably be my ones every Friday, or whenever I can get it out based on when matches are played. Like if there's matches on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll have to think about what I'm going to have to put out first. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I'll be sure to take your feedback into consideration. Yeah,